welcome back. And of course, we just came out of the theaters and we just saw, what is it, boy?
Overlord, is it the Sacred Kingdom? Yeah, Sacred Kingdom.
So basically, we just saw Overlord, the new movie that came out. And obviously, we thought it was like the third movie in the installment because there's two other movies that came out, but those are recaps. So don't be fooled if you're coming here and thinking this is like the third movie in the franchise. It's not. It's actually the first movie. Okay. And this is definitely canon because obviously this actually takes place after season 4 of Overlord. And if you did not catch up to this, you're going to be confused for the whole entire thing. And obviously this is basically something that we actually enjoy as, Overlord fans.
Yeah.
Because I definitely love the characters. I love the plot of the whole thing from the other seasons. The question is if it's better than the anime itself. Because this is what they're trying to do for the big screen, for the movies.
You mean continue like with the characters and stuff?
Exactly,
okay.
Yes. So obviously this is something that I'm actually kind of surprised because I didn't thought it was going to be a movie at first.
Yeah.
But then actually Madhouse actually wanted to do a movie with Sony and Crunchyroll behind it. So they...
Oh, really? So...
Yeah, so they funded it and they actually did it.
Okay.
So, and the question is this movie worth to go see in the big screen? Is it something that you should go out of your way to go see it, or you have to wait for a couple of maybe a month or two until it finally comes into, Crunchyroll or to a different streaming service?
Right.
So, obviously, we'll talk to our opinions right now and see if we actually like it or not.
Correct.
So, go ahead, boy. Speak your opinion.
All right. I'm a cut to the chase. I didn't like this film. Now, I just didn't like the characters. The characters, these new characters that popped up, right?
Oh, majority of them were new characters. There is a couple, yes.
It follows mainly, I don't even know what the heck the character's name is. The one with the weird face, with the slanted eyes. I didn't like that character at all. I didn't like the paladins. I didn't like the prince. Well, not the prince.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of these new characters. I don't think this had to be a movie.
I agree with you on that. Before you take a flack at us or try to
I mean I like probably maybe the first 10 minutes of the movie.
I think this could have been a season because I think what really missed out is some of the plot behind it. I heard that it was rushed.
Really?
To some reviews, because from the novels they actually explained it a little bit more.
I believe that because
we did see because remember there was we see some missing pieces in the scenes that we didn't get to see. No. And obviously I felt like we were missing quite a lot.
I didn't like the cuts too for the majority of the films
because it felt like it was from a season.
Yeah, I
episodes.
Don't know.
I felt that it was supposed to be episodes.
So that definitely hurt the movie a lot.
It did.
And there was no big bad really, It didn't add to whatever, what he's trying to find. Like, who was the person who, possessed Sheltier.
So, I read an interesting comment, which I was kind of surprised. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I want to hear this.
So, I read a comment that was really nice, and I think it kind of sums up what Overlord really is. Okay. Overlord is not about if either, the Sorcerer King Ainz lives or die. It's basically if he will spare your favorite character from dying.
Okay.
Or basically save from his mercy, because obviously those are the characters that you're supposed to like. It depends.
Yeah.
Because remember, there's a season 1, you actually enjoy those characters. From season 2, same thing. And 3 and even 4, you kind of root for them. But end of the day is Ainz is a bad guy.
Yeah, he does say that in the 4th season. He's like, yeah. I'm the one who decides who lives or dies, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's maybe they needed to do more with these side characters. That's the problem.
Exactly. It should have been a season.
Even if it was a season, I would probably rush through these episodes. I liked season 4. Mm-hmm. They actually killed a couple characters, that were teased in the 2nd season.
Yeah.
The king, the prince, and
I love the prince.
He's surprising, right?
Yeah, it was surprising.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. It's because they had character development, which this is lacking.
Oh,
it was something that they had to rush because it's a movie, and that's what people are saying. And I think even IGN is getting flack for this as well, because they're saying, and people are saying, you don't understand the characters. You clearly don't understand. Yeah, we're gonna get hated, but
but I mean, I could see it maybe in the light novels and stuff like that. But from what I just witnessed, I didn't like they were pretty one note. Most of these characters, maybe all these characters.
We're missing because we miss so much content. I feel like some of these guys come out of nowhere. Like
all of this was out of nowhere, dude. I was coming in here hoping to like the movie at least or see it was okay, but like I started thinking, I was like, man, are anime movies even good these days? And I don't think so. I don't think they are good anymore.
I think some of them are. It just depends which ones.
Like Dragon Ball Hero, right, or Super or whatever that came out maybe a year and a half ago, right? Yeah. That movie was fine, but like it felt like rushed just to get to Gohan, trying to transform.
Yeah.
But sticking to this film, like it felt like it had bad cuts. It was rushed. They had a couple good, like really good animation scenes, when he's fighting and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And then I don't know why they kept doing this, but they kept on showing stuff that happened in the beginning of the movie.
It's trying to go like remember the scene?
Like that's where it says from what you said. That makes sense if it was like
a season, right?
Yeah.
Episodes, because that's what it felt like.
But even if this was a season, I would say it's probably one of the worst for sure in the whole series.
I could probably agree it could be one of the worst. I just wish they would have developed the characters a little bit more.
I was yawning. I was yawning quite often in the film.
Yeah, I know.
And
Trust
I was
me, I think this is probably the weakest one out of Overlord.
I think it is. It's just, like, at least, I don't know. It's just
the other fours. I think if I had to rank them, it would definitely be rank them real quick. Basically, it would be definitely Overlord the movie, and then it would be the first one, and then season 2 and. Oh no, season 2 would be the best one for me.
Is that when which is that one?
This is when you actually learn that he's a freaking bad guy. When he killed a lot of, like when they were trying to attack his castle.
Oh yeah.
That was sick.
That was bigger in the novel too.
Yeah, that was really good. And you actually liked some of the characters, which they died brutally. Yeah. So
like that's what I'm saying. Like these characters, like they show more and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But with this, they were all one note.
I think they missed with this one.
No, they did miss with this.
Exactly.
At least I don't know how it's doing great in reviews, I'll be honest. I need to read them. But so far it looks like it's doing good in reviews, which if this is your standard for a movie, then for at least an anime movie, it's pretty bad. We saw the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. I mean, the animation was way better than that and actually did look like a movie, but I mean, that was at least better than this.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if I was like, oh, wait, this takes place before and not after.
Yeah.
But anyways, like the animation in that movie is really good. This, I just felt like it had a couple really good animations. And then I know they do their CGI one because it's cheaper.
Yeah, it is.
But
because it's...
Yeah, but it's like, if you're going to be a movie, it's like, all right.
Yeah, I think they dropped the ball. They should have done it in a movie. Yeah. They should have done it for a season. I think it would have been a little bit better because at least you get to deal with the character and see what their motives was. You could actually hear what one side is saying. And obviously, I felt like Ainz, the Overlord, Sorcerer King, was in the back most of the time. And I'm like, you're not supposed to put him in the back.
Especially for the movie.
Exactly, for the movie. So it feels like he was riding legitimately on a horse, but he's sitting in the back.
Yeah.
In the carriage, and you can't see him.
I mean, like any of the characters, really.
Yeah, I know.
It was just about the paladins and their goddamn justice.
Yeah.
Which, like, makes no goddamn sense in this world.
Exactly.
Like,
so let's go to verdicts and let's go so we can go straight to spoilers and just talk about this this movie. Okay. I'm pretty sure you'll hate us because I think this Overlord is not the best, and you could tell we liked Overlord. We watched the whole season just for this movie, but it looks like it kind of brought us down a little bit.
Yeah.
So go ahead, boy. Explain your reasoning for your.
Well, like
verdict.
It's just this movie was really long, terrible cuts, terrible characters.
Except Ainz.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know exactly.
His character felt somehow different from at least the show. So
I'll explain to you why the things that happen that you kind of feel like it's kind of off.
Yeah, well, a lot of this fell off.
Yeah.
And I caught up. I saw the season, but like they put him in the back burner. Even then, his powers and stuff. This was not good in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is something I think you should wait. Don't go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours goddamn long. Just wait till it comes out if you're a real fan, if you really want to see it. But
Yeah.
even then, I still don't recommend watching it, I'll be honest. I mean, maybe just read a summary of it on Google. That's it. Save your time, save your money. This was not enjoyable for me. It was boring. I only liked the first 15 minutes of it, and that was it. So I'm going to have to give this an F.
Oh, shit. That's an F?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. What kind of F we're talking about?
I'll get an F plus just because I like the first 10 minutes of it. But
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah, like, ooh, okay, that's a little, I think, harsh, but okay, fine. That's fair.
No,
Because, okay, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, especially from what you just told me and stuff like that about how they gave them the money, put it on the big screen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They could have just made another season.
They could have. So an F plus, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I agree with the boy. I know this movie could have been good.
Trust
it
me,
could
I
have
wanted
been
to like
amazing.
it.
I
Yeah.
wanted to like it. I seen the season just so
Yeah.
I could, prepare myself for
Yeah.
this. And obviously it didn't hit for me neither. I did like some scenes, don't get me wrong. I think I liked it a little bit better than you, but I don't think that enough would have saved it.
Yeah.
I think what would have saved it if they had it more, if this would have been a season.
Yeah.
Obviously, 100%. I would have got a little bit more depth with the characters. Maybe the novels were a little bit different.
It's because the show does a good back and forth. This was like really bad. Not even a back and forth.
Yeah,
really.
and you could see a couple of
Yeah.
times in there, like some of the cuts were kind of like, it looks like the episode ended.
Yeah.
And it looks like it needed to continue on the next episode.
Yeah.
And I do agree with some people that are actually saying like this is the problem with Overlord, that it's kind of slow paces in some parts and it doesn't want to get into the final point, which
it felt like it could have got there a lot sooner.
It could have been. And of course it misses out the potential of becoming this grand dark fantasy epic battle, but we don't get
Which
to
is
see
normally
much of
what
it.
you see.
Exactly. And they do show some gruesome in here, just a little bit, but it wasn't enough. I think that's what's missing some of it as well. And obviously, I do like it just a little bit because I kind of like the character, but then she kind of gets tiring, like you said, a one-note character.
I didn't like the character at all.
I find it fine, but it wasn't the best character. Not like season 4, like the king actually turned me around, and I'm like, dude, that's
right.
yeah, exactly, like that.
Yeah.
But it was just like okay. I was like, if we had enough, like more information.
I mean, just nonstop.
Yeah, and of
thank
course,
you.
exactly. And I think the worst thing that you could do is put a main character in the back.
Yeah, which I think for the what didn't that happen to My Hero or something like that with the fan favorites?
Oh yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure it's not the best for us.
Yeah.
And we try liking it. I came in there with an open mind.
Yeah.
I try enjoying it as much, but each time when something happens, I'm like, ooh, that's gonna deduct points right there.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm gonna give this a D, a normal D. It's below average film. I would recommend if you don't see this on the big screen, unless you're a big Overlord fan. I'm talking about if you read the novels, you watched the spin-off series, you watched.
The problem is, I feel like if you read the novels and stuff like that, I feel like it would get you mad even more. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, you could. It's just it. I feel like if you're just top tier, like you just consume this, like. Because there is spin-off series with like chibi, like animation. I saw some of them and the OVA.
Yeah, I'll skip those.
Exactly, it's like not relevant to the canon story.
Yeah.
So if you're into that and you don't mind, and obviously you kind of have to watch this because this is canon.
Yeah, I know.
And it kind of sucks because you kind of have to watch this before you go to the next season, season 5. So it kind of punches you a little bit in the in the stomach.
It's kind of the same thing though, like story wise that was going over already with season 4, like, you know, they're plotting this
Yeah, so
and stuff like that.
So I agree with the boy. If you're gonna watch this, please just see it when it comes out on Crunchyroll or in another streaming service, because I think you could save your money here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but either way, if you would want to hear our complaints,
Yeah.
or what's really wrong with Overlord and why it's gone so haywire, we'll talk about it in spoilers. But until then, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys. Spoilers! So there's big problems with this that I am surprised that they kind of took away some of what Lord Ainz would do as the Overlord King.
Yeah.
Because remember, he only showed it for a split scenes, when he's talking to himself.
Yeah.
Like how his plan is, what is basically his purpose.
You mean the one time they showed it?
Yeah, the one simple thing that they do that what makes Overlord pretty good is when he's talking with himself and how his plan either backfires but turns out to be really good. And they only mention it just briefly.
Yeah.
And obviously we don't see none of the best parts. When Ainz is talking in the with the paladins and they're requesting help.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden
it just skips, like, that's what I'm getting at. Like, they skipped it.
See, and that's the thing. We needed to see some of that because we saw this brand new character like stood up. And of course, one of the paladin lady, I forgot what's her name.
We'll call the squire. We'll call one the squire, and we'll call the grand master. I think that's
the grand master who hated her guts for speaking up to the Overlord. And obviously, they came in because obviously, what happened, boy? Because
in the beginning, how do you know how to say the what was he calling himself? The Emperor King or something?
Yeah, some sort of Emperor King.
He killed her dad, and all of them like very easily with the meteor strike. That stuff was cool. Like, I like the beginning of it.
See, I like some of the action parts of it.
Well, like that's the only thing. That's the problem.
That's
like
it.
The rest of them was just the humans fighting them, which
it's
Overlords, normally has these. There was no like adventures or anything.
Yeah.
It was just these group of knights, holy knights, I guess, like that.
Paladins.
Yeah, paladins.
To stand up justice and evil, and that's it.
Exactly. Save everybody at all costs.
I would give them this. I did like how they had to kind of betray their own, like their own fate a little bit, because they kind of... I did love what Ainz told them. It's like, I know you don't want to kill a kid or because they do show gruesome stuff. Remember that kid in the beginning?
Yeah.
Who had their hostage, and he's like, if you don't kill them, you're never going to save nobody. Like, I like that part.
Yeah, they want to give up on the goddamn justice thing that they keep going on.
Exactly. And of course, because they're paladins, they have this faith, and of course they're going to have to do something. But I love it how they had to do it. Like, you know what? We had to do it.
Yeah.
So, of course,
actually,
they're literally killing kids. And I was like, that's awesome. Yeah, so obviously there is some stuff like what we were like talking about is there are some missing scenes that feel like it's missing.
Like it was either cut or it was originally supposed to be a season.
It felt like it was supposed to be a season, like we keep talking about, but it looks like for an example where apparently the princess who died brutally, right?
Yeah.
And obviously they showowed that twice in like a
they showed
flashback.
It like 3 times.
Exactly, like a flashback.
Yeah,
and I was just like, what are you doing? Is this supposed to be a movie or a TV show?
Yeah, it's like that. Like, come on.
Exactly. And
they really didn't have to do that, but they kept doing that.
Yeah, and they did it with the other one too. And I think they missed a big opportunity of introducing what one of the Ainz henchmen was up to. Because remember, he flew off to the...
You mean we'll call him the Emperor King, because that's what he said.
Yeah, the Emperor King. And he just went over there, and basically he was collecting these generals so he could fight,
Yeah, the
paladins and all that. And I would have wished we could have seen some of that, like how they got recruited.
That's what I'm saying. Normally they would have showed that stuff, but like for the sake of I don't know what, they just skipped that.
Yeah, they skipped it.
Like they specifically stuck with these group of characters that I didn't like at all. And
they would have had like these more. Remember how they go into these counselor meetings, Ainz, and they start going over the plans.
Yeah.
And going like, so what is exactly he's doing? He's like, don't you know, Ainz? Like, And he's like, "Oh, of course you
Yeah.
you know, because you're this brilliant guy
Yeah.
who thinks like 5 heads, like 5 steps
Yeah.
ahead of us." He says, "This is
1,000
why he wanted to make a
allegedly.
mistake." What was that?
Thousands, allegedly.
I know, right?
I'm trying to think of scenes in the movie because it just felt like they were cutting a bunch of stuff. Because
I felt like it was rushed.
they cut because it was like, when he attacks the city in the beginning,
Yeah,
and it just randomly ends, and then it's the same character just out there.
yeah.
It's like, I'm confused. How did they get away? What happened? It doesn't really tell you. Were they in the main city? What happened?
Yeah, and I do miss it because the comedy right here wasn't that much either. It was just like that. The only one that I heard that people laughing, even including myself, is when they go assault the castle. Basically trying to get this prince of whatever it is. What we call it, the prince
worm?
of slime.
Yeah, the worm thing.
The worm
Yeah,
thing.
we'll call it the worm thing.
And how that was making me laugh a little bit because it's just this little thing here. And it was casting magic, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
I just thought it was
It was ridiculous, but
I
was
mean,
like,
it doesn't help that we saw it in dub too. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's another big thing. Because we saw it in dub, it's kind of harder to.
It didn't help, but even then, it was like, even then, I didn't really laugh at it. I was just like, wow, it's a worm.
Yeah, and I do feel like a lot of things are here, like mixed.
Yeah.
Like there was like a lot of stuff, like machines and all that. Like
There's
guns. And of course, it's what it is. Like that's what Overlord is, but they don't show that until like almost in the very ending.
yeah, but even then, it wasn't and stuff like that.
It wasn't well.
It was boring, like really boring. Like I didn't like any of these characters. I didn't like the bow characters. Like, I keep on saying it's important. It's very important.
All right, so let's talk about what we did like. We liked the action, right? We enjoyed like some of the fights and the fireworks that goes on.
Not really.
And I get it. It's all for show, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what Ainz would have done. He just does this fireworks so he can let people know that it is this amazing power.
I'm fine with that, but it's a movie. Like, it's kind of just a poor excuse for a goddamn movie.
I know. I get your point too, because I feel like they kind of don't want to show the fight scenes because they took away a couple of fight scenes.
Yeah, just to add like dialogue. Yeah, no, they did. They did with the Goat King guy.
Yeah.
Like I get he could kill him, but
like an instant, but I would like to see it. You know what I mean? And obviously, like what would happen after like the whole fight scene with the paladin and the fiery monster. Remember that one-on-one fight that it just goes to Ainz?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I like Ainz. I don't like that character, but I would like to see some of that fight.
Wait, which one?
Where like almost to the very ending, where the paladin was trying to fight that firing demon to the very ending, but she got her ass whooped.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna be dead,
Yeah.
but she was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. And there's another thing that not a lot of characters died here, except the ones that don't really matter.
Well, like even then we didn't know those characters.
Yeah, exactly. So
like, there's a bunch of people who died, but it's like you don't know these characters.
I thought she was gonna die, to be honest. I thought she was gonna die.
Well, they'll probably use her for like a later plot. Because there is still people against Ainz and whatnot.
Yeah.
And in a way, she did actually figure out his plan.
It's funny how she figured out that plan. Because she was going crazy, and I love the plan. And you realize that it is true. It's just nobody believes her at that point.
Yeah.
Because she's losing, like, Faye because she doesn't love her. She really hates,
Ainz, Lord Ainz?
Well, not just Lord Ainz, but she doesn't like those creatures.
Oh yeah, she's
racist to those creatures. So yeah.
I mean, he's like the only one of their kind.
Yeah, I know, right? So it makes sense. And obviously they took away somebody important, from her.
Yeah.
So of course she's going mad.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, don't worry. There's so much crazy stuff in here. There's a couple of battles that they were all right, but not the best.
Like no, they're like all bad. Like even the siege on the city, and when she's fighting the 3 generals.
Oh, that was I know that was I guess it's
like,
just trying to show the character that Ainz still wants her to be in her ranks, but I guess.
Yeah, but it was just all right. Like nothing was. It was just dialogue. You fight me, and
I guess that's what it was.
This is what this whole movie was. It was just like dialogue. even during the fight scenes.
See, I would have been fine if it was a good dialogue, but it wasn't.
No, it wasn't good at all.
Yeah.
But to top it off, the fights were even good. You know.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what anime is known for.
No, I agree. See, this is the things that we're talking about. That even though it's Overlord, that even though we like the character, Ainz and some of their characters, it just this one didn't hit home with us. It just felt rushed. It felt I want to say unpolished. I think it does look nice.
No, I will say it was unpolished. At least like the writing was unpolished, the story was unpolished.
Well, that wasn't.
There was only like. It's like when this scene happens, they're like, all right, we know we have to do good in this scene. Like,
Yeah.
We actually have to work for this scene. Which I'm saying that they probably don't work, but I'm just... you could tell a little difference. Yeah. I mean, I think you could tell a little difference.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when he fought them the first time with the lightning, so you could tell, especially in the beginning. I want to say probably the beginning was the best looking scene. The
beginning of the fight?
Yeah, no, not the fight. When he first showed up, the Emperor King or Emperor Demon, whatever. When he showed up, like I thought the animation was spent there. It looked like with the demons and then the light and the fire, the animations and stuff like that. It looked better.
I see. Yeah, I see it, but I see other parts that was really good as well.
Like,
there's some that they had to cut.
There was like no weird animation like there was in the 4th season when she's dancing.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was bizarre, out of like an anime or something. There was nothing like that in here, and this is a movie.
And yeah, there's another thing that there was no clever plot really.
No, it's not.
Unfold, except for the one emperor guy who's actually turned out to be dead, but it's just another doppelganger.
It's the
duplicate.
The one dude, I forgot his name. I don't remember his name. The sergeant looking guy.
Yeah, it was him all this time.
Yeah, which it made sense why they showed him like looking all evil and stuff like that.
Yeah. And yeah.
But like the thing is, we get it. We know that Ainz is fooling these people. We know he's doing stuff like that, right? But it's like you had to show it again like that in a movie. Like just to make that point across, which you already did in the last 2 seasons.
and better, yeah.
Yeah,
so I agree.
So that's why this is a waste of a movie, and actually probably a sorry excuse for a movie.
It probably is, and that's the sad part because I really wanted this to be really good. I really wanted them to go all out. I really want them to do something amazing. But they didn't. Oh. I'm sad. I wish I could come out and just go and lie to you. This is the goddamn best movie I ever seen this whole year. I can't. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't. Like I like some of the scenes, but it's not good enough. It didn't reach that high potential that I was craving for. To be honest, I'd rather see the first couple of seasons before I watch this.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching some of the highlights of Overlord again, and I was like, man, that was pretty good. Yeah. I love this. I'm hoping this will be the best of the best, but it wasn't.
There was just no real stakes, at least for the. I mean,
it never is for
Well, there kind of is though, because we already know there's something happening behind the scenes and stuff like that. Yeah. They even showed at the end of season 4 where there's this group that are strong, but it's are they strong enough to beat him and stuff like that?
Oh yeah,
which there most likely is
eventually.
Yeah.
The point is, I think where we're heading is he's gonna fight players. That's the point. He's gonna finally find his match, and then eventually he's gonna be beaten. I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah, okay, but then this movie was just terrible. It was.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was just a movie that should have never been made.
It shouldn't be made. It should have been a season.
Maybe
a mini-series.
Whoever thought about let's make a movie of this needs to at least get a pay cut.
Yeah.
That was.
So I wish we could come out here and say we love this, but we just can't.
There's no good characters.
Besides,
if you were hoping to see your favorite characters, they're not in it, or are barely in it, or not that good in it.
Yeah, I think they're all right. Not to the max of their potential, but they're just there to make the movie a little better. a better consuming of the film. And obviously, I could see somebody who doesn't come to this film and go like, "What is going on?"
Well, like, even then,
Yeah.
I mean, even then, you would think it'd at least be good, like, to watch. Even then, like, I mean, like the animation, the action, or maybe even the story. Nope, you did not get this in this film.
No,
You got fucking shit. I think.
no, not complete shit. You get something.
I did.
You get something.
It was not like.
But if I keep thinking about it, yeah, you're probably right because there's nothing that. Because
I
I'm trying
don't
to
think
see what's
there's anything-
canon of this film. I know, like he claims a city, I guess.
That's it. All he did was win the kingdom's favorism differently than he did in the other season. That's it.
Okay, that's true. Maybe he learned from his mistakes, I guess.
It's not really a mistake.
kind of.
I mean, no, it's not. It's just he's trying to rule by showing,
Yeah.
you know, by not actually being a dictator.
It really depends if you're one of those people who just love Overlord just because you just don't, you just want to consume this stuff and just enjoy like the stuff that's happening. I'm trying to see their perspective of what exactly would they find so interesting with this movie. And if you could tell me, please tell me if there's probably something amazing here.
Please.
And maybe there's something that we missed because we're missing a lot.
Even then, like, you can't save the film with it. You can't.
Yeah, I know. Unless there's like a huge explanation why he did these things, but
No.
well, we know
Like
why.
I said, but like
We know
the
why.
film's out. It's over.
Yeah, exactly. We know why he did the
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, but it wasn't good and it wasn't very well told.
Well, like I said, we'll see what the whenever they come out with another season, which they should have.
No, they will. They will come out with another season.
I know they will. It's just when.
Yeah. The question is, it's going to take them another couple of years. The last one came out in. There may be a reason why they kind of rushed the animation. That you think it was probably pretty bad because the last season that they put in season 4 was 2022. So maybe they could have rushed it. It makes sense. There's probably it makes sense why he only done it in 2 years.
Unless if they announced like the move, like a season right now, but like that was long bad. Like if they come out with a series, like a season, I mean.
Oh, a season?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I think this is
if it comes out like soon, like real soon.
Oh, real soon. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that would be pretty bad if that's the case. But I don't think so. I think they're gonna take their time with the next season. I'm hopefully depending how this movie performs. If it underperforms, they'll be like going, all right, we tried the movies. It stinked. It's a stupid idea. We'll go back to the drawing board, which is basically just the season, and they'll concentrate on that and work on the animation and the story a little better, and work on the novels.
Yeah, we'll see how it does, but
yeah, because right now it's just I think it's a fallback. Really, I think this is one of the ones that are the weakest of Overlord franchise. To be honest, I'd rather see the chibi and stuff. To be honest, at least I could see more Eins that way.
Probably.
And it would be more entertaining that way. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But either way, do you want to give another final conclusion to this?
Definitely don't watch it unless if you really, really want to watch it, but don't watch it in theaters. Save your money, save your time, because it is a 2-hour film. You don't really gain anything from this movie at all, except maybe yawning.
Well, I know what you mean.
Bro, you only gain something like at the end, and that's something you could just put on YouTube when it's out.
No, I agree. It's something that you could probably have a YouTuber explain to you exactly what
you
exactly
don't even need them to explain it. You just gotta go like timestamps in the film.
I know, right? But
and
this
is summarize it in like 10 minutes.
I think what's tragedy is this is canon. I wish it would have been like its own thing. Like he would have been done something.
It would have been fine if it was good. It's just
I know.
They're probably not going to even show these characters when the season comes out, or they'll briefly show these.
I'm pretty sure they're going to show them because obviously they wouldn't do it if it wasn't canon.
Yeah. Well,
So this is 100% canon. We're gonna see these characters back again.
They
explain it in the very final scene that they're thinking about killing that other paladin who basically lost everything. Apparently, who went crazy and just going to his tombstone and just whimpering and saying like, "What am I gonna do now?" And I like it because it shows that even though that technically the good guys lost.
Yeah, they always lose normally.
Yeah. So no matter what, they lost, and obviously Ainz is still powerful. No one's ever gonna beat him until freaking players finally show up, and I think that's when it's gonna finally become very good.
Yeah.
Because at least Ainz could go toe to toe with them.
Yeah.
Because he's right now he's like One Punch Man. He's just an overpowered character that nobody could beat until one of those players.
Yeah,
finally
but
come.
One Punch Man gets it over with quick.
I get it. Yeah, I know. But I know people are probably gonna hate it, like me comparing Ainz to One Punch Man.
Well, but it's like he just does his one punch. He's like, all right, you weren't strong enough. Next, that's it.
I know. It's just funny to me. It's just like whatever. So yeah, I get it. If you definitely will probably not like this review, you definitely love the movie. Obviously, this is what our points are, and we actually just didn't
Please
like it.
change my mind.
I know there's gonna be a lot of jump ropes and all that. And I get it, obviously you're a big fan of Overlord. We are too. It just, this one was the weakest out of all.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'll rather rewatch the whole season.
Yeah.
Before I watch this again. 100%. But then the OVA and then the chibi stuff and the sequels, and then I'll watch it again. If I'm forced to. But other than that, not really. I'd rather just put the highlights of it at the most.
If there's any.
The highlights. And after that, I'll be fine. It's something that you could probably see one time. Don't go, see it in the theaters. You could actually go wait for it on streaming service. That's what I got.
Okay.
All right. Well, either way, I think that's all we got for you, right?
That's it.
That's it. Watch it or don't watch it. Up to you. But either way, that's all we got. So we'll see you guys on the next movie review. All right. Later, guys.